Good morning, everyone. Let's start today's Mitrimilan. Everybody sit straight. Head, neck back in a straight line. Let's chant three rounds of Omkara. Close your eyes. Inhale deeply. Starting prayer. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunatu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Yoga Ganapati Mula Mantra. Om Ham Sangam Bhagavate Nitya Yoga Yuktaya Satchidananda Rupine Vinayakaya Namaha. Dakshinamurti Guru Stotram. Ishvaro Guru Ratmeti Murti Veda Vivahine Vyomavatyaptadehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Vivekananda Prarthana. Namah Shri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Suryaye Satchit Sukasvarupaya Swamine Tapaharine Swamine Tapaharine. Samarasya prayer for harmony from Rigveda. Sankachatvam Samvadatvam Sambho Manasvijanana Deva Bhagayata Purve Sanjanana Upasate Samano Mantra Samiti Samani Samanam Manasah Chittamesha Samanam Mantram Abhimantrayeva Samanena Vo Bhavishashuhomi Samaniva Akutihi Samana Hridayaniva Samanamastu Manaha Yata Vastu Sahasati. Panchangam. Adyatana Panchangam. Panchavimshyatadika Ekashatoptara Panchasahasratama Kaliyugaptaha Shri Shobhagrat Nama Samvatsaraha Uttarayanam Vasanta Rituhu Chaitra Masaha Krishna Pakshaha Amavasya Titihi Ashwini Nakshatram Vishkamba Yogaha Nagavanam Karanam Brihaspati Vasara. Today's date 20th of April 2023 Thursday. Titeshcha Shriyamapnoti Varadayushya Vardhanam Nakshatra Dharate Papam Yoga Droga Nivaranam Karana Karya Siddhischa Panchanga Phalamuttamam. Sarvesham Shubhamastu. Shloka from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, verse number 6. Yata Kashasthito Nityam Vayu Sarvatra Go Mahan सर्वाणि भूतानि मत्स्थानीत्युपधारय. Meaning, know that as the mighty wind blowing everywhere rests always in the sky, likewise all living beings always rest in me.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. So just a little background before we come to this shloka. So Krishna Paramatma in the first 3 shlokas talked about this Vidya and also said that somebody who does not have Shraddha will not be able to get this Vidya and will remain in samsara. Krishna introduces himself here as the cause of this entire world, Jagat. Any creation, if you take, has a creator and there is a material from which this creation comes. You take a pot. Pot has clay as the material and potter is the person who makes the pot. Therefore, we have intelligent cause and material cause. So there are 2 causes always. The first understanding that all of us have is Ishvara is the creator of this world and this world is the creation. This understanding is good, but it is not complete. So Bhagavan is trying to say that I am not only the creator, I am also the material for this creation. I alone am available in this creation in different forms. So this is what Bhagavan is trying to tell in here. But we have seen in 7th chapter that Bhagavan has 2 natures, higher nature, lower nature, apara prakriti, para prakriti. Which nature Bhagavan is talking about? He is talking about the higher nature here, which is pure consciousness. So, what are the, as a material cause, what nature does he possess is what he is saying in here. The first nature he said is, I am formless. That is to tell that I am talking about the form, the para prakriti, which is not visible, which is not perceivable. Then he says, this para prakriti or I, para prakriti is all pervasive. Take an example of clay and pot. Clay is the material cause, pot is the creation. So is clay pervading the pot or not? Yes. So I am all pervasive, he says. Then he says, I am not only all pervasive, I am also Jagat Adhishthanam. I am the supporter of this Jagat. Supporter in the sense what? Like how clay is there. If clay is not there, can pot be there? No. So similarly, I as material cause support this world. That is why he says that everything in the world, all beings in the world are in me. But he is making it more clear in the next verse by saying, all things are not there in me. Means what? I being the material cause alone appear as everything. Does clay alone appear as pot or not for transaction? Can you use clay for collecting water? No. But you have a pot. But pot is ultimately what? Clay. Therefore, I alone am there and others are not there in me is to say, I alone am appearing as everybody else. And Bhagavan makes it very clear. I am not just the cause for this creation, material cause for this creation. I am also the cause for sustenance and laya. Laya means resolution, which is not told in here. Sustenance is told in the previous shloka. So, up to this point, we have to understand. Now, the next point is trying to make I as material cause do not get affected by the product or the creation. And this is told in this shloka. So we will first do the Padavicheda and then I will explain this shloka. Yathakasha sthito yatha akasha sthitaha nityam vayuhu sarvatragaha mahan tatha sarvani bhutani Matsthani iti upadharaya. This is the Padavicheda of this shloka. So here Krishna Bhagavan is saying, just as any material cause does not get affected by the product, when the product gets affected, the material cause does not get affected. For this I would like to take an example of dream. All of us dream. Every day night you go to Swapnavastha. Yes or no? The dream world is created or not? The dream objects are created or not? Created in whom? In you. The waker, you alone creates the dream world, dream object. Then you get into one of the body and you fear a tiger that comes in the dream. All this happens. So you are the material cause for the dream world, for the dream. Now, if you get hurt in the dream, do you really get hurt? No. So that is what Krishna Paramatma tries to communicate here. I, as material cause for this world, do not get affected by what is happening in the world. And he gives the example of Akasha. Akasha is space. That is the best example. Because space is pervading everywhere. Right? Here also there is space. Right? So space is pervading everywhere. Similarly, I, material cause, pervade the whole creation. Space accommodates everything. And that is being told in here. Yatha akasha sthitaha nityam vayuhu. The wind which is always located in the space. That wind can bring in some fragrance. When the wind brings fragrance, that space becomes fragrant. Nice smell. But does it remain fragrant forever? No. That means the space is not having the fragrance. The wind brings the fragrance, the space as though becomes fragrant. For that point in time it becomes fragrant, but after that the fragrance goes away. Similarly, foul smell, some decay smell is there. Again, it is brought by the wind into the space, but the wind is bringing it into the space. The space is not getting affected by what is being brought by the wind. So space is not getting affected. Similarly, I, the material cause for this creation, is not affected by what happens in the creation. Because I am the supporter of this entire creation. I am the material for this entire creation. And I am not affected. To give you one example, the sunlight falls on a nice looking flower. The sunlight falls on a broken pot, which does not look very nice. Does the sunlight get affected? No. The space does not get affected. The sunlight does not get affected. The waves go up and down. The salt water, which is the material cause for the wave, does not get affected. It is the waves that come up and go down. And that is what Krishna Paramatma is trying to say. So just as the Vayu, which is great, Mahan, and it is always located in space, and it goes everywhere. It does not just go everywhere. It brings fragrance or it brings foul smell along with it. Just as that does not affect the Akasha, I do not get affected by all the beings who are located in me because I am the material cause. And this you may please know very well. Upadharaya means know very well. And this is what it means. So I'll just give the word meaning before I close. Yatha akasha sthitaha nityam vayuhu sarvatra gomahan. Okay. Tatha sarvani bhutani. Just as the wind is there in the space and is going everywhere, is moving everywhere, in the same manner, the bhutas, all the jivas that are there, are present in me. And they are constantly changing, but I am not affected. So this brings in a nice, one of the most important thing that Bhagavan is asangaha, does not get affected by anything that is happening in the creation. Okay, this is what it is. Hari Om. Thank you.
Thought of the day.
Good morning everyone, I am Roma from BMS first year. As we all are very well aware that self-care is very important. So Acharya Charaka in Sutra Sthana 5th chapter 103rd shloka explains as Nagari Nagarasya eva Rathasya eva Rathiyata Swasharirasya Medhavi Kruteshva Vahito Bhavet, which means a wise person should be vigilant about his duties towards his own body, which is beautifully explained with a simile as an administrator or a charioteer is very aware or very cautious about his duties towards the city or even towards the chariot respectively. So we all here as health professionals, why don't we even take a step to take care of ourselves properly? Thank you.
Let's conclude the session with Shanti Mantra. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I request Dr. Arun to hoist the flag. Janagana Adhinayaka Jaya He Bharata Bhagya Vidata Punjab बोलो भारत माता की वंदे।